and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new here. Today our video is going to be a what's on my iPhone 2020 edition. I do have the iPhone 11 Pro Max and I did get it back in January. I don't know why these videos are just like my favorite to watch. I don't know if it's because I'm nosy or just curious about what other people have on their phones. I love watching them, so I wanted to film one as well just because I don't know who else likes watching them. I find them very interesting. So that is what I'm going to be talking to you guys about today. Before I jump into the video, I do just have to share the act of kindness that I was on the receiving end of today. So this wonderful older man, he was like in his 60s. Bless his heart. I had a vet appointment for my dog this morning and I went to Starbucks after because I wanted to get her a puppuccino, but of course treated myself and pink drink. But this sweet man, he paid for my entire order and then the 2 cars behind me. And I was just like, that is so sweet, because especially with everything going on in the world, a lot of people are out of work, and I just thought it was so nice of him to just do something so kind for other people he has never met, doesn't even know. So it encouraged me. I wound up paying for the car behind the 2 that had already been paid for. But it was just, the act of kindness just like made my day. I was having a rough start this morning, so it just made me feel so happy, and it just reminded me that right now everybody needs to be kind, and if you have the ability to do kind things for others, you should absolutely do it. And it just made my heart so happy, because even with everything going on in the world today, this man just wanted to make other people smile, and I actually cried because I was not expecting it, but it was just so sweet, and I just wanted to share. So my piece of advice is just be kind, and know everybody is going through it right now, so just if you can be kind to others, definitely do so, because you don't know how happy you would make somebody. Like, he didn't know I was having a bad day, and the act of kindness just, it brightened up my mood so much. So be kind. Alright, so let's hop right into the video. I do have the iPhone 11 Pro Max. I did get it back in January. I love this phone so much. I had the iPhone XR before this one, so it's definitely an upgrade. I think the camera is wonderful, so everyone who talks crap about the camera, personal opinion, but I do like this camera. It's obviously better than the XR camera, so I love it. Definitely an upgrade. And I do have this super cute case from Wildflower Phone Cases on here. Like, it is so cute. It's just these cute little pink strawberries, and I personally love their cases. I have had Wildflower cases on my phone, I think, for the past 3 years. I love them because they have really cute designs, but they're also extremely protective at the same time. So like, you'll see there's like a black bumper around the front and it's like raised, so if you drop it like this, screen down, it's not going to crack the screen. And it's also a little bit raised on the back above the design as well, so if you drop it like this, it's also protecting your phone. They are a little bit more on the pricier side. This case was $37, but obviously you can have more expensive phone cases and less expensive phone cases. But what I like about these is, for the price point, you're getting a lot. It's protective and cute, and it's also like not that pricey. It is a little pricey, but for what you're getting, it's definitely worth the price point. So I have loved their cases for years. I'm planning on getting another one soon, but I do love them, and it's super cute and festive and summery, and I love it. Matches my drink. But yeah, I totally recommend their cases for any type of iPhone that you have. They sell them, I think, only for iPhones, but they are wonderful, super cute, and super protective. So let's hop right into the video. I'm just gonna start with my lock screen. It is just this photo of the red rocks in Arizona. It gives me major summer vibes, so that is why it's my background. It is summer at this point, so just super cute, and I love it. I did get it off Pinterest, and Pinterest is a great place to just find really cute photos that you can use for like wallpapers and inspiration. All right, and I do have that as my lock screen and my home screen, and let's just hop right into the apps I have on the home screen. So I have no particular reason as to why my apps are ordered this way. I just know the first page is basically things I use all the time, and then the second page are apps that are not used as frequently. So in the first row, I have phone, FaceTime, calendar, and photos. Those are just apps that come on your phone. FaceTime I've been using quite a lot since all of my family is back east and I'm quarantining in Arizona. So FaceTime has been really wonderful, so I can just see my family. Even though I would be in school, technically I wouldn't see them all the time. It is nice when you're out of state to your family and you can just see them as much as you want. And then in the second row, I have camera, mail, weather, and clock. So mail I use all the time. So being a college student, I do check my email all the time just to kind of keep in contact with professors, just track classes and grades, things like that. So I do check my email a lot more than I should, but it's more of just to be on top of school. And then in the third row, I have notes, settings, podcasts, and news. So I use my notes for literally everything. I keep all my passwords stored in there. I keep all of like this information I need for school, things like that. Like I'm looking at nursing schools right now, so I have a list of nursing schools I want to apply to, and I have like study tips for my HESI exam. I have all of my dog's information, so like vet appointments, things like that. I keep it all tracked in my notes. And then I use podcasts all the time, so I do listen to podcasts every morning when I get ready. I'm not one to just turn on Netflix while I'm getting ready in the morning. I just don't feel like that's a great way to start your day because you're just getting suckered into something. I feel like you listening to a podcast is more mindful and you can kind of start your day on the right foot. Right now I'm listening to Claudia and Phineas's We Bought a House. I'm on episode 6, How We Met. So I started listening to it last night. I haven't finished it, but I think they are the cutest couple ever, so I love their podcast. And then I have news right next to that, and I do check the news at least once or twice a day just to kind of see where the world is at with everything going on. And even before all of this, I was checking the news at least once or twice a day just to kind of stay in the loop with what's going on. And then in the fourth row, I just have a bunch of folders. So in the first folder, it's my travel app, and I have maps and Waze. I don't use maps that often because for some reason my Apple Maps are never accurate, but I do use Waze quite a bit. So I use it to kind of just monitor police officers and construction and traffic if I'm like going to class or if I have an appointment, just to kind of make sure I'm getting there on time. And it gives you all these different routes that you can take to get to your destination, which is nice, so you can avoid what's going on. And it's just nice to kind of be able to monitor everything else externally than just where you're going. So I do use that quite often, especially because I'm a commuter student. So I live further from my campus. I don't go to the ASU main campus. I go to the one in downtown Phoenix. So I drive to campus, and I like to use it to make sure I'm getting to class on time. Next, I have my music folder. So I have music, YouTube, iTunes Store, and Spotify. iTunes Store and Spotify I don't really use. I'm an Apple Music user, so I don't really use Spotify. There's just this one playlist that I like that's on there, so I just keep it there. And then Apple Music I use all the time, and then YouTube I use all the time. Not as much on my phone, but I just like to have it on my phone in the event my iPad's dead, my laptop's dead, I'm not home, and I want to watch a video. I did that today while I was at the vet, had my phone and was able to watch YouTube while I was waiting for Harley to come back out. And then iTunes Store I don't really use. In the third app folder sort of thing, I have all of my social... Ma'am? I have all of my social media, so this is kind of the stuff I check all the time. So the apps I use the most frequently are Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Hinge, GroupMe, Snapchat. Those are the ones I use all the time. But I do have on here like Facebook Messenger, Tumblr, Poshmark, Frenemies, and Tinder as well. So I use Facebook, just kind of all my family uses Facebook. I've gotten older where Facebook is a thing, so I do use that all the time. I'm in a few Facebook groups that I like to keep tabs on. Twitter I use all the time. Twitter's just really, really funny. I love Twitter. My friend and I go back and forth with memes and funny tweets all the time. It makes my day. TikTok. At first, I did not understand the hype of TikTok. Now I get it. I get it, and it's funny. I thoroughly enjoy TikTok, so that is why it's on there. Facebook Messenger I don't really use. My mom and I'll kind of send things back and forth, but that's really it. Tumblr I don't use at all. It's just on my phone. Hinge I am actively dating, so I am using Hinge for dating. I do not really check it every day. It's kind of like once a week sort of thing, but it's there because right now you can't go outside and meet somebody, so I have the dating app. Poshmark I use all the time. I sell a lot of clothes on Poshmark, so I just have that on my phone. GroupMe is how I communicate with people at work, so we have a group chat for our work, so that's how we communicate all day, every day. If we need something, it's there. And then Snapchat I use all the time, just with my friends basically. And then Frenemies is a really fun app, so like you can bet on shows. So like The Bachelorette, it says is premiering on the 18th of May, And when it notifies you the day before, you can go in and you answer like a set of questions, and basically you can win up to $2,000 or whatever the price is for that show. And it's all on Amazon gift cards, which is super nice. Like a few people get like $250 gift cards, a few will get 10, a few will get 5, but I find it super fun because you can kind of like bet on a show, and it's free to enter. Like, you don't pay to answer the questions, but you can get a reward for it in the end. So I find it just super fun. I don't really use it that often, but it's there if I choose to follow a show on there. And then Tinder I don't use. I hate Tinder. It's just there. And then next to that is my banking app, or my banking folder. So I do have 2 different bank accounts. I have Wells Fargo and Chase, so I do have their banking apps there. That way I can do mobile banking if I need to. And then on the bottom, I do have Pinterest, Safari, Instagram, and Messages. So Pinterest I do use quite a bit, so I love Pinterest. So it's super cute. I've been using Pinterest since I was in high school, so I have a ton of boards, and I have them all organized, which is super nice. And Pinterest, like I said, is where I found my background for my phone, so you can just go there. You can find really cute pictures. I find a lot of inspiration and motivation on there, so I love that app. Safari, obviously, everyone uses Safari, so I'm not even going to go into that. And then, Instagram, I use all the time, so that's why it's down there. It's just easily accessible for me because my phone is a little bit bigger. And then Messages I keep there as well for the same reason. I do check my messages all the time, and it's just right there, so I can just click it. On the second page, I have 3 rows. So I have, in the first row, calculator, TV, my schooling folder, and Netflix. So the calculator app I keep out of a folder just because I do use it all the time for work or just day-to-day life, and I like to be able to access it very quickly instead of having to go in a folder and search for it. It's just right there. Apple TV app I don't use on my phone. I use it on my TV and my computer, but I don't use it on my phone. It's just there. And then I have my education folder, so I have Canvas Student and Zoom University, baby. Even though school is over, I am keeping it in the event that this continues on through our fall semester. Lord, I hope not, but in the event, it's there. So Zoom, it's there if I need it. I did use it for a lot of classes this semester, so I downloaded it on my phone in case I wasn't home and had access to my laptop. I could still listen to the class and be actively learning. And then I do use that for work meetings as well. So we do have work meetings once a week on Zoom. So if I typically work at the time of the meeting, so I just have Zoom on my phone, so I don't have to bring my laptop with me to work. Canvas is all of my schools, obviously, so all of my classes are in there, so I could check when assignments are due, when things are graded, if I get correspondence from my professor. It's just all right there. Netflix I don't really use on my phone. I downloaded it because I traveled at the beginning of March to go home for spring break. I wanted to just make sure if my iPad died, I had something to do because my flight home is 6 hours. That's the reason why I said I don't ever use it. And then the second row, my nose is so itchy. My allergies are just so horrible right now, and it just makes me feel so guilty because I'll like cough or sneeze, and it's not because I'm sick. I just have horrible allergies, and I always have. And people just look at me and they're like, stay away. But anyways, in the second row, I have 4 folders. So in the first folder, it's kind of just all of the apps that come on your phone. So I have Wallet, Health, App Store, Books, Stocks, Find My iPhone, Contacts, Watch, Voice Memos, Reminders, and Shortcuts. I use the Wallet app quite a lot because I do use Apple Pay when I have the ability to, so all of my cards are stored on there. And I love Wallet for when you're traveling because you can put your boarding passes in your wallet and you just have access to them really quick, so you could just like scan your phone and you're good to go. I don't really use any of the other ones other than the Apple Watch app because I do have my Apple Watch, so I like to customize my watch and kind of track things through there. And then the Reminders app I use all the time, like to remind myself to pay rent, even though I know rent is due the first of the month all the time. Sometimes I'll forget, so I keep a reminder for that. I'll have a reminder to pay electric when my electric bill comes out. Things like assignments for school that need to get done, I'll list them all in the Reminders app, and I'll get notifications when I have to complete them. In the second folder, it's basically my editing folder. So I have the Tezza app, Visco, Facetune 2, Fonto, and PixArt. So the only apps I really use are Tezza and Facetune. So Tezza I use to edit all of my Instagram photos. So you can kind of see there are a lot of photos in there, and I'll kind of show you like how I do that. So I'll just like upload. a random picture that I like of myself. And I typically just use the same filter for everything and I don't really adjust it. And so you just pick your filter, there's a lot, and save. And there you go. That's it. And then you can just save it to your phone. The Facetune app I just use kind of to like map my skin because I do live in Arizona. It's hot all the time. You're constantly sweating. So if you go outside and take a photo, you're going to be kind of oily. So I use it to like map my skin, kind of detail like my eyebrows because they are kind of non-existent even with makeup on. And then I'll kind of use it just to whiten the backgrounds of photos, but I don't ever really use it to like modify my face or my body. And then Fantone Pixar are just apps for thumbnails. I don't really use them. They're just there. And then Visco, I don't use. Used to use it to edit my photos. Don't like it now. It's just there. When she's done. Just kind of give it a second. And then in the next folder, it is my shopping folder. This is where I get into a lot of trouble because I have a slight, maybe not slight shopping addiction. I like to spend money I don't have. Kind of dangerous. I'm getting better as I'm getting older, but I'm still young. So in this folder, I do have the Apple Store app, Amazon Afterpay, Shop, which used to be Arrive, Park Mobile, Starbucks, Venmo, Cash App, Root, Lyft, Chipotle, Yelp. Amazon I use all the time for everything. Afterpay, I just have it in the event I do use it. I don't really use it because it's like, I bet if I have the money, I'm just going to pay all for it up front instead of splitting it into 4 equal installments. But it's there if I ever have to use it. I don't really, but what's nice about it is you can kind of track your payments on there. And then Shop, which used to be Arrive, is really nice. So like if you buy things, you can use the same email for all of it and then sign up for this app with that email. And then all of your tracking numbers and everything just go right to the app. So you can check all of your orders and their progress, where they're going, where they are, all in the one app, which is nice. You don't have to like track it all through all the different like carriers. You could just go right to the app. Parks Mobile I use all the time before I bought my parking pass for the garage at school. It's nice because I can just put in the space that I'm in or like the area and I could pay for my parking through there. And I used to have 3-hour classes at night, so I would just pay for like an hour. If we didn't get out early, I would just extend it, which is nice. I could just do it right from my phone. Starbucks, I don't really use that often, but it's there because I'll sometimes order ahead of time. Like if I'm going to class, I'll order Starbucks and just pick it up and then head down to class. Venmo is just kind of like sending and receiving payments. I use that all the time with my girlfriends when we go out partying, clubbing, things like that. If someone will just buy like a round of drinks or the Uber and we'll just Venmo each other, which is nice. Cash App, I don't really use. It's just there. Root, I downloaded because I paid for a 99-cent like protection on one of my orders because it was a little bit more pricey, and I downloaded the app to kind of track it. Lyft I use if we're going out at night. We don't ever really drive to go out unless one of us knows we're gonna not drink at all. Typically that's not what happens, so we do use Lyft to go to the bars and to go out. I use it to go to the airport as well. Chipotle app I use all the time because you can order through there and you can track your food. And then Yelp, everyone knows what Yelp is. I just have it in case I ever need it. In the fourth app, I just have ADP Mobile and When to Work. So ADP Mobile is how I check my paychecks. So every Wednesday before payday, we get a notification. You can go into the app and see how much you're getting paid, how much got taken out for whatever taxes, retirement, things like that. So I do use that just to kind of track how much I'm getting before it comes in, so I know how to plan my budget for the next 2 weeks. When to Work is just my work schedule. So I have the app, that way I know, I just at my fingertips know when I'm going to work, when I'm off. And then in the third row, I have two different folders in just one app. So in this folder is basically just kind of like activity-ish health sort of things. So I have the activity app, which is to go along with my watch. It basically tracks like your footsteps, your moves, like how many calories you're burning, your exercise, so how many minutes of exercise a day you've done, as well as your hours of standing. So your goal is to do like 12 hours a day of standing, 30 minutes of exercise, and then you could set a calorie goal, and it just tracks it all right there. And so right now I'm actually sharing mine with my best friend in Wisconsin, and it's just keeping us motivated that during this time to just stay active, get outside, and be moving. The Pillow app I use just to track my sleep. So I'll wear my Apple Watch at night, and it just tracks my sleep to make sure I'm going fully through REM cycle, how many times I go through the full REM cycle, what stages I'm at when I get woken up, all of those kind of things. And it's nice because I have the worst sleep schedule ever, and it's nice that it's kind of getting me on to a proper sleep schedule. And then next I have the Sezi timer, which I do the Sarah's Day 8-week sweat it to shred it. So I bought the timer, that way it's automatically set to the different workouts and it track with the amount of workouts that you do. So I have the app just to kind of go along with the workouts, and then I have the files, which I only use because I have the Sweat It to Shred It app or book in the files. That's the only thing I use it for, is because I'll track the workouts like on my phone, and then it's like right there, so I know like what I have to do next. So I only use the files really for that. Everything else is just files that are on my computer. Next is just kind of like my gaming app. I love Best Fiends, so I play that all the time. I'm on level, let's see, I'm on level 280. Oop. Oop, free gift. But what's super cute about Best Fiends, I just love it because like your goal is to kill the slugs, and I just think it's so cute. It's kind of like a Candy Crush sort of thing, but I don't like Candy Crush. I love Best Fiends. So I play Best Fiends every night. It winds me down, gets me ready for bed, and then I use the Sudoku app all the time. I've loved Sudoku since I was in middle school, so I just have the app on my phone. That way I can just go through and I can play a game once in a while. It's nice. I used it on the plane to and from home the entire flight. And then 2848 is fun. My mom and I are in a competition to see who can get to 2048 first. So with 2048, you just go through and your goal is like you have to match the numbers. Like 2 2s go together, then 2 4s, and then it would be 2 8s. And your goal is to get to number 2048. So we're in a competition, so I'll play that occasionally. But then the other two, Temple Run and Fruit Ninja, I don't ever really play. And then lastly, I have YouTube Studio, and that's just there to kind of track the analytics of my videos. And in whatever distant future, if I get monetized, I'll be able to track paychecks and things like that through there. But that's pretty much everything I have on my phone, and it's a lot of stuff. I keep a lot of crap on my phone, and half of it I don't even use. So that's pretty much it. I don't really have anything else to share with you guys that's on my phone. I hope you guys enjoy these videos as much as I do. I find them very interesting just to kind of know what other people have on their phones. I don't know why I am the way that I am. I've always watched these videos since I was in middle school. I find them very interesting. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you did, please give it a big thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more content from me, subscribe down below and then hit that, the bell, so you can get notified every time I upload. So I really hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys are all staying safe and healthy. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!